Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Esselamu aleyküm ve rahmetullahi ve berekatühü. Muhterem misafirler, 1. Uluslararası Risale-i Nur Mütercimler toplantısına hoş geldiniz. Türkiye Meşveret Cemaati olarak Mart ayında Konya'da yapılan meşverette karar alınmıştı. Bu karardan sonra Uluslararası Risale-i Nur Mütercimler toplantısı için dünyanın dört bir tarafında abilerimizin gayretleriyle böyle bir organizasyon yapıldı. Programımız inşallah 5 gün sürecek. Genel olarak sabahları burada, ortak salonda tercümelere dair teknik anlamda bu konularda uzman abilerden sunumlar dinleyeceğiz. Öğleden sonra ise 3 dilde, İngilizce, Türkçe, Arapça olmak üzere 3 lisanda mütercimler kendi aralarında mütalalar yapacaklar. Bu programda akşamları bilhassa birkaç noktada bilgi vermek istiyorum. Bu akşam vakıf temsilcilerini, İstanbul'da mevcut vakıf temsilcilerini mütercimler toplantısına davet ettik. Akşam yemekten sonra inşallah vakıf temsilcileriyle birlikteliğimiz olacak. Yarın yine İstanbul'da esnaf temsilcileriyle burada birlikteliğimiz olacak. Çarşamba günü akademisyenlerle birlikte olacağız. Akşam birlikteliği akademisyenlerle birlikte olacak inşallah. Perşembe günü Bediüzzaman Said Nursi Hazretleri'nin yakın talebelerini davet ettik. Sıhhati müsait olanlar inşallah bu programa teşrif edecekler. Cuma günü programımız Cuma namazından önce 12'de kapanış ile tamamlanacaktır. Cuma namazına Sultanahmet Camisi'ne inşallah gideceğiz. Ve Cuma namazından sonra Boğaz gezimiz var. Cumartesi de buradan sabahleyin 6'da Isparta Barla'ya ziyarete gideceğiz. Bir günlük bir program. Cumartesi gidiyoruz, pazar günü inşallah döneceğiz. Dear guests, welcome to the first International Risale-i Nur Translator Meeting. I just want to shortly give some info about our program. And this program, inshallah, will lead until the Friday in Istanbul, this building. And all days until to noon, we have some valuable guests. They will make presentations about the translation. And after the noon, we have 3 rooms here. In respect of the languages, we arrange Turkish, English, and Arabic rooms for the debating in the principles of Risale-i Nur translations. And evenings, we have some invitations, we have some guests. Every evening, we have special guests. Inshallah, we will be together here this night with the representative of foundations. Some specific foundations representative will be here with us. And tomorrow, Thursday, there are some businessmen and publics, the representative, the civil NGO representatives. For the Thursday, hopefully we invited the Bediüzzaman Said Nursi, students of Said Nursi, if of course their health is proper, they are welcome to this program. And Friday, our program will continue until 12 a.m. And at the 12 a.m., our program will end with the closing session, with the closing conversation. We will, inshallah, pray in the Sultanahmet Blue Mosque, famous Blue Mosque, for Friday praying. And then we have a tour, Bosphorus yacht tour. Hopefully, in Saturday, we have a trip to Isparta Barla, where Bediüzzaman Said Nursi lived almost 9 years, and many important parts of the Risale-i Nur collection had been written in Barla. Now for the beginning, we have a recitation of Quran. Okay. And we will begin our program with the recitation of Quran. The Hafiz Muhammad Polat, he has some important degrees in the sphere of beautiful reciting of Quran, and he is also Imam in the Beykoz Mosque, Beykoz Kavacık Yıldırım Beyazıt Mosque. Okay.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نبدأ صغيرة عن البرنامج للندوة العالمية لمترجمي رسائل النور. أولا نود أن نرحب بالضيوف الكرام الأخوة المترجمين والضيوف. طبعا هذه الندوة العالمية الأولى التي تقام في اسطنبول لمترجمي رسائل النور من مختلف دول العالم ومختلف اللغات. طبعا البرنامج يكون لمدة 5 أيام من 27 آب إلى 31 آب، ويكون الندوة في هذه البناية الرئيسية، تكون في هذه البناية إن شاء الله. والبرنامج حسب ما عندكم في التقويم عندكم يكون يوم الاثنين الموافق اليوم، حيكون افتتاح الندوة إن شاء الله، ويكون بعض المحاضرات تقدم من قبل بعض الأخوة طلبة رسائل النور، ويعطوهم بعض المعلومات في كيفية الترجمة وآليات الترجمة وتقنية الترجمة إن شاء الله. ويكون يتخللها بعض الاستراحات وبعض الفترات للراحة مثل شرب الشاي أو أكل والصلاة بإذن الله. والبرنامج يستمر لحد المساء إن شاء الله. يوم الثلاثاء أيضا حيكون أيضا بعض المحاضرات من قبل بعض الأخوة الكرام الأفاضل، ويكون أيضا إن شاء الله في يوم الثلاثاء غدا نفس البرنامج يستمر، ويكون إن شاء الله بعد الظهر يكون هناك ندوات أو محاضرات خاصة باللغة الإنجليزية والعربية والتركية، كل حسب لغته إن شاء الله في قاعات مختلفة إن شاء الله غير هذه القاعة الأصلية. ويوم الأربعاء إن شاء الله حيكون البرنامج أيضا بعض المحاضرات من قبل الأخوة الأفاضل، ويكون أيضا هناك إن شاء الله زيارة إلى وقف اسطنبول للعلم والثقافة في بايزيد إن شاء الله في السليمانية. ويكون هناك أيضا زيارة لبعض الآثار أو بعض الكتب التي كتبت من قبل الأستاذ سعيد نورسي رحمة الله عليه باليد، حيكون زيارة هناك إن شاء الله. ويكون أيضا برنامج أيضا زيارة في عدة أماكن في ذلك اليوم. يوم الخميس أيضا البرنامج حيكون إن شاء الله في هذا المكان أيضا صباحا، وبعد الظهر إن شاء الله البرنامج مستمر. يوم الجمعة هي يوم الختام لهذا الندوة، سيكون أيضا هناك بعض الملاحظات وبعض اللقاءات إن شاء الله. بعد صلاة الجمعة إن شاء الله حيكون هناك سفرة بحرية ويتخللها إن شاء الله الغداء أيضا موجودة فيها. ويوم الجمعة يوم السبت بإذن الله حيكون هناك زيارة إلى مدينة إسبارتا لكل الضيوف والمترجمين إن شاء الله، لزيارة بعض الأماكن الذي عاش فيه الأستاذ رحمة الله عليه. ويوم الأحد العودة إلى إسطنبول ثانية بإذن الله.
Tilaveti Kur'an için güzel Kur'an okuma yarışması birincisi ve aynı zamanda Beykoz Kavacık Yıldırım Beyazıt Camii'nin İmam Hatibi Hafız Muhammed Polat'ı kürsüye davet ediyoruz.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أنبئكم بخير من ذلكم للذين اتقوا عند ربهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها الأنهار خالدين فيها وأزواج مطهرة ورضوان من الله والله بصير بالعباد الذين يقولون ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار الصابرين والصادقين والقانتين والمنفقين والمستغفرين بالأسحار شهد الله أنه لا إله إلا هو والملائكة وأولو العلم قائما بالقسط لا إله إلا هو العزيز الحكيم إن الدين عند إن الدين عند الله الإسلام وما اختلف الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءهم العلم بغيا بينهم ومن يكفر بآيات الله فإن الله سريع الحساب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا. ومن الليل فتهجد به نافلة لك عسى أن يبعثك ربك مقاما محمودا. وقل رب أدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق واجعل لي من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل إن الباطل كان زهوقا. وننزل من القرآن ما هو وشفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين وننزل من القرآن ما هو شفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين ولا يزيد الظالمين إلا خسارا. وإذا أنعمنا على الإنسان أعرض ونأى بجانبه وإذا مسه الشر كان يئوسا. قل كل يعمل على شاكلته فربكم أعلم بمن هو أهدى سبيلا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون. فما يكذبك بعد بالدين فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. صدق الله العظيم. El-Fatiha.
Bu güzel Kur'an tilavetinden dolayı Hafız Muhammed Polat Hoca'ya teşekkür ediyoruz. Şimdi 15 dakikalık bir sinevizyonumuz var. Bediüzzaman Said Nursi Hazretleri'nin hayatı hakkında, davası hakkında 15 dakikalık bir sinevizyon izleyeceğiz. Thanks for your good recitation of Quran to Hafiz Muhammad Polat. And now we have a cinevation about the life of Bediüzzaman Said Nursi and of course the claims, missions of Said Nursi. We don't want to, of Said Nursi himself, he didn't like to show his personality. We don't just watch the personality of Said Nursi actually here. We want to just see the reflection of Said Nursi as a respect, in the respect of service of Quran. Okay. At least just 15 minutes.
Bediüzzaman, a luminary of his times. A person is, to a large extent, the product of his times. The golden ages of mankind produced great men who became their sources of pride. On the other hand, there are men who are great despite the darkness of the ages in which they appeared. It would not be wrong to call them the luminaries of their times. Bediüzzaman was just such a luminary. He illumined both his own times and will illumine times to come. Bediüzzaman's light appears to us as a brilliant radiance in a dark sky. When Socrates, Descartes, Weber, Farabi, and Ghazali were living, the light of knowledge and wisdom was shining at its brightest. Bediüzzaman, however, was a lone star. His light was brilliant, but all the more so because during that dark night when he was shining, there was no other luminary to show the way. Now we shall go outside to gaze at that luminous lone star. We see that at the end of his life, he tells those who wish to visit him, "Read the Risale-i Nur, and there you will find me." So then, to get to know him, we shall set out on a journey through the pages of the Risale-i Nur. First, we turn the pages of his biography, and there we find him as Molla Said. Though scarcely more than a child, he has proved his brilliance and is teaching people who have previously taught others. Then we see him declaring with utter certainty that he shall prove to all the world that the Quran contains the remedies for the ills afflicting both East and West. He diagnoses the three grievous sicknesses afflicting the Islamic world: ignorance, poverty, and conflict, and prescribes education, industry, and unity. He addresses thousands in the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus and urges further cures: hope, the banishing of despair, truthfulness and honesty, love, mutual consultation, and brotherhood. Next, we turn to his work called Munazarat, debates. Here he is teaching the tribesmen of Eastern Anatolia about freedom. He tells them, "I can live without bread, but not without freedom." He explains to them that despotism and bigotry have no place in religion. On another occasion, he shares his bread with the ants in recognition of their diligent cooperation and republicanism. Returning to Bediüzzaman's biography, we follow him to Istanbul. He is presenting his project for a university in Eastern Anatolia at the court of Sultan Abdülhamid. He is explaining the necessity of the joint teaching of the religious and the modern sciences. On the door of the hostel where he's staying, he hangs a notice saying, "Here all problems are solved, all questions are answered, but none are asked." He seems to be challenging the entire world. Next, we look at Isharat al-Ijaz, Signs of Miraculousness, and see that it explains that Quranic commentators should also be scientists and that there is need for scholars of all kinds. For at the present time, no single person can explicate the Quran. Quranic commentaries should be written by a committee of scholars, each a specialist in several branches of knowledge. Isharat al-Ijaz takes us to the battlefield. Bediüzzaman is now commanding a militia force, composing his Quranic commentary in the trenches and on horseback while defending his country. Undeterred by the exploding shells, He is ready to sacrifice himself not once, but 1,000 times over to discover a single mystery of the Quran. Again, his biography summons us. He's been taken prisoner by the Russians, but he is undefeated, uncompliant. What can one who has found his Lord lose? And what can one who has lost him find? Bediüzzaman returns to Istanbul. He witnesses the collapse of the Ottoman Empire and the birth of the Turkish Republic. He witnesses, too, how unbelief gains a hold in Turkey. He wants to withdraw into solitude, but bowing to God's will, he is sent into exile to expound the Quran's miraculousness. His biography informs us that the rest of his story is to be found in his work called Sözler, the Words. It tells us about the miraculous nature of the Quran, the fundamentals of belief, the need to worship. In it, Bediüzzaman sometimes depicts the speech of the cosmos while proving divine unity. Sometimes he describes the seasons while proving the resurrection of the dead. Sometimes he opens up windows in the mind while proving prophethood. Then we examine what he has to say about humanity in the letters he writes to his students at the time. He tells them about the spirit of community, love, and the importance of serving the cause of faith, of reading and study, and of patience. We find Bediüzzaman among the pages of Mektubat, the letters, while seeking remedies for other ailments. Here he dispels the doubts modernity has given rise to in believing hearts. He cites hundreds of evidences of Muhammad's prophethood, convincing both heart and mind. He tells us about the angels, the jinns, and the tricks of Satan. He speaks of the Quran and satisfies the faculty of reason. He proves that there is no God but God. Next, we see that Bediüzzaman's productive pen is beginning to write the Lem Alar, the Flashes collection. Here, he addresses different sections of society. He lays the foundations for brotherhood. He offers instruction to the sick, the elderly, youth, children, and to women. He explains numerous matters from economics to the profundities of Sufism. Once again, his biography calls us. Its pages now tell us about his exile, followed in turn by arrests, imprisonment, poisonings, and torment. Bediüzzaman, however, is pleased because the prosecutors are reading about the questions of faith, even if with hostility. He is happy even to have gone to prison, for there are prisoners there in need of the lessons contained in the Risale-i Nur. He feels no hatred even when suffering the harshest treatment. The one time he raised his hands to curse those harming him, his heart softened when he saw the prosecutor's young child. Forgiving those who wronged him, he showed his elevated compassion. Bediüzzaman is driven from place to place and from courtroom to courtroom, but they can't silence his pen. Next are the pages of Shu'alar, the Rays collection, graced with discussions about divine unity, worship, the signs of the end of time. We see that he has transformed the cosmos into a vast book, letting the sun, moon, stars, and worlds speak as to a traveler. Wherever the traveler journeys, he receives the same answer to his questions. There is no God but God. Now, turning once more to Bediüzzaman's biography, we find him weeping for those innocents killed during the Second World War. He puts the world's troubles before his own. Most of all, he weeps for those who die in a state of unbelief. He shouts out that his cause will gain for a single person more than all of Europe, for his cause is to save faith. He even says that he is ready to burn in hell to save the faith of his people. Then he explains that the human race has been divided into different peoples so that they may all live together in peace. He says too that Muslims should unite with pious people of the book in order to combat materialism.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, O my God, I beseech thee through thy names. O God, most merciful, all compassionate, all-knowing, clement, one of might, all-wise, pre-eternally existent, ever-enduring, most generous. Glory be unto thee, thou art without partner or fault. There is no God but thee. Mercy, mercy, deliver us from hellfire. O Lord of lords, O answerer of prayer, O preserver of good deeds, O most lofty in degree, O bestower of blessings, O forgiver of sins, O repulsor of afflictions, O hearer of sounds, O granter of requests, O knower of things secret and hidden. Glory be unto thee. Thou art without partner or fault. There is no God but thee. Mercy, mercy, deliver us from hellfire. O God, O most merciful, O compassionate, O most forgiving, O acceptor of thanks, I beseech thee, through the beautiful names thou recountest about thyself, and thy elevated attributes, and all thy words, that thou forgivest me, and my parents, and my master, Said Nursi, and the students of the Risale-i Nur, and all believing men and women, and Muslim men and women, the living from among them, and the dead.
As we travel through the pages of the Risale-i Nur, we witness Bediüzzaman's greatness, and, wondering whether other people have recognized it as well, we turn our gaze to the outside world. There we see that since his death in 1960, his works have been translated into more than 40 languages. Hundreds of books have been written about the Risale-i Nur. Hundreds of conferences have been held to discuss it and his life, and thousands of articles have been written. Institutions have been founded in the West in the name of this great thinker. We are happy indeed that this lone star has not escaped the notice of the world, and thus we conclude our imaginary journey. As we approach its end, there is something we would like to say to you who have followed it. Bediüzzaman was a luminary, and what you have watched here was an invitation to behold him. But you will find his true luminosity if you travel yourself through the pages of the Risale-i Nur.